Lesson number 25. We are learning JavaScript, and we are learning JavaScript by examples. And in this series, we are trying to recreate this application which is available on this website. There is a question, what decimal fraction is illustrated, and there's a grid with an input field where you can type in an answer. 0.35, for example, for this one. If I press enter, notice that you see a tick mark which shows that the answer was correct, and then it reloads the page. And this is what we have created so far. So if I type in an answer here, 65, 0.65, you see a word message that says correct. In this lesson, we want to learn how to apply the tick mark that is visible in the application. So if I minimize this, I have created a folder, and this is the HTML document that we created last time. If I open this folder, I have a tick image that is a PNG image. I hope you can see it. If I double click on it, this is the tick mark, and if I hover over this, you'll see this is also a PNG image, and it has a name of cross, and this image will represent that the answer is correct, and this image will represent that the answer is wrong. So I will copy this and I'll paste it in this folder, and I will rename this to grid 11 because this is the 11th lesson on the grid and 25th lesson altogether. So I will double click on it to open it up. This is the old version. I will close this, and this is the application that we're trying to copy. So I will resize it, and I will close this. Oh, sorry. I will right mouse click and open it with my Sublime text editor, and you can use any text editor that you want. So now we see our text editor and the application side by side, so we can see what we are doing. Okay. So we want to have a tick mark in addition to this word correct, so that students can see if the answer is right or wrong. And we will use these two images that are available in this folder, and the HTML document is in the same folder. That is one important thing to be noted. So I will say document dot get element by ID, and the ID of this result area, which is this. There is a div here, and this is the ID of that div that shows the result as the word correct. And I will target this div again with the help of the ID of this div, which was result box, and I will say style background image, and I will provide a URL of the image. And because this is in the same folder, we can simply write tick.png. Okay, and I will copy this, Control C, and I will paste this here, and I'll simply change the name of the image to cross PNG, and that is it when it comes to JavaScript. However, you may not be able to see anything. If I save it and refresh it, type in an answer which is 75, so 0.75, you still see just this message but no image. That is because we have to make some changes in our CSS style. Okay, so I will say background size, I will say 30 pixels. If I save it now, refresh it, type in an answer 0.18, for example, you see multiple tick marks. Let me increase the size of this, maybe 250 pixels and 250 pixels here. Okay, just so you can see what's happening. So if I refresh it, 0.90, you see multiple images of the tick mark before it disappears after 2.5 seconds. So what we need to do, we need to change it back to 120, for example. For this one, this was 20 pixels, and I will simply say background repeat and no repeat. So this should show only one image. Okay, now it says stick and also the correct. We can make it a bit more beautiful. We can say font family Varilla round and font size 30 pixels. If I save it now and refresh it, this is 0.90, and the tick mark and the word correct are way too close. They're superimposed on each other. So I will say text align right, and I will say background position left. So if I save it again, refresh it, I have 86, 0.86, 86 is still too close. So I will have to maybe change this, the width to 150. Save it, and let me also change the background size to 40 pixels. If I save it now, refresh it, I have 0.87. If I okay, so this should be, I would say 40 or 30 should be okay, and we will also say 30 here. So if I save it now, refresh it, that is 68, 0.68, and we have a tick mark and the correct the word that says correct. And one more time, 0.21, and it says correct. You can increase the size of this image just by increasing this background size 40 pixels. If I save it now, refresh it, 0.29, and we have a bigger tick and the word correct. I'm quite happy with that word. So that is it for today. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you very much.